Before we start using SketchUp, you're going to need to see a little bit about the controls and how to set it up. So here I am getting ready to do a new SketchUp file. And we're going to do simple and we're going to work in inches. There's all these different templates that are already set up for you. We'll just do this simple one. This architectural one does feet and inches and stuff, which you can still do. There's not a lot of difference between these. So I'll take my simple one and get started with it. Think. And there's a whole bunch of tools over on the side. I'm going to close them all up just to get out of the way a little bit. And then you'll see some toolbars up here. Now, I'm going to show you now how I like to set up my toolbars. I do it a little bit differently. So if you go to the View tab and the toolbars, you get this whole range of things that you can do. And oh my gosh, there's a lot. And this getting started one, I get rid of it and I use the large tool set, which gives me what was there before plus more. So I really like this large tool set. There are some other ones in here that are good. Let's see if I can find them. Styles is a good one. And views is a good one. And I think principal. There it is. Nope, that's not it. Standard. There it is. Standard. That's things like file save and all that kind of stuff. And they don't always go in a line. So I can put them kind of up in a line where I'd like to have them. Now this styles one is actually over here on the right. So you may decide not to use it, but I'm used to having it over here. Now with what you see here, you can do pretty much whatever you need. You'll be able to really, really do a lot with this. So that'll be good right there. So I'm going to close that. And I'm going to just show you some tools. So here I am. First of all, your camera, you can look at things in 2-point perspective, 1-point perspective, or just perspective and parallel projection. You can also go to these immediately without having this toolbar up here. But I tend to go to the toolbar rather than the different views. Now I'm going to just make a thing and let you see what it looks like so that you can just visualize what some of these are like. So this is my top view. I'm looking straight down. My front view, right view, back view, side view, and back to isometric. And the isometric view is kind of funny. You sort of have to know where you're at because the isometric view changes depending on where you were, but it's an isometric view. Okay. And then in your camera, if you change it to parallel, you'll see that lines truly are parallel with each other rather than being in a perspective. And I don't care which one you use right now. So there's a few other things that you need to know. To hold down, to move side to side, and that's just my camera, or sorry, my orbit is to hold the mouse wheel down. And I can just orbit all around. So if I don't want to just see one of these plain old views and I want to see something else, I can hold my mouse wheel down and move the mouse. And then if I hold shift and the mouse wheel down, I go back and forth. Okay? So now SketchUp operates by making surfaces. That's just a surface. This isn't really solid. Uh, sorry. This isn't really solid. It's a hollow thing. And if I get rid of that surface, I'm going to hit delete. You'll see it's hollow in there. Okay? And so that's an important thing to know. And if you draw too much and you want to get rid of it, just click on a surface and hit delete. Now, notice that my wireframe, my construction lines still exist. So I can erase those one at a time. And if I erase a construction line, my surface goes away if it's not fully bounded. So that's how the erase tool works. Or I can always just click on something. Delete. Now I'm going to Control Z. That's undo. I like Control Z. That's really nice. So those are some of the controls. Hold the mouse wheel down, orbit. Mouse plus shift goes back and forth. Scroll the mouse wheel forward and back. Hit your different views. And that's about it. If I want to see it in wireframe, I can. That's kind of nice. It gets rid of that shaded view all the way right off the bat. There's many things you can do. You can see it in X-ray you want. So there's lots. That's why I like the styles. So you'll start getting used to this as you work with it. But there's the essence of it. The rest, I'll be showing you these tools over here as we get to needing them. As always, here's open a new one. Here's save. Here's go back, go forward. I think this is the 3D model info. You don't need too much of this. The important one is view toolbars. That gets you all of your toolbars. You can go and use all of these if you don't want to use the ribbons, but that's cool. These are all up here. And we'll talk about these over here later. Okay. Oh, the last thing to say, sorry about that, is that these lines here are your X, Y, and Z perpendicular lines. So this is forward and back, right to left, up and down, based on front view. The red one is right, left. The green one is front, back. And the blue one is up, down. So you can always sort of orient yourself to those a little bit. That was an important one for me to tell you, and I had forgotten to. All right, there you go. That's the basics of operating SketchUp.